I think I told y'all on the last one that that I was going, keep it going, keep y'all updated on different things that's going on with me. For the most part, man, I've been cool. Being home, man, it comes with its challenges. I mean, we gotta be for real about it. It's 17 years later, and I'm learning how to adjust. Found out that there are no flying cars out here, so it's just cell phones and little technology, man. But I'm learning. I'm getting the hang of everything. Just as far as my situation, man. I thought that there would be at least some harassment, from the local police, but they basically been hands off with me, and there's been a couple stares, long stares, but nothing beyond that. And I'm not saying that I welcome them saying anything to me, but we all know what the situation is. We know what it's been. And I'm comfortable in knowing that I'm home, and I don't have to explain anything to them. I'm doing everything on the up and up. I haven't even drove a car yet because I'm waiting to get my license. As bad as I want to drive, but I'm cool for the most part, man. I've been having opportunities or getting opportunities to go around and speak to different children that are headed down that wrong path. And what I try to do when I'm speaking to them, I just try to give them the heads up of the possibility of what could happen if they make that wrong choice, and how not only will their life be affected, but those in their families, how their lives will be affected. I've been presented with an opportunity to go and speak to college students who are studying for the bar, to become lawyers. And the perspective that I've been asked to speak from is what would happen if they mess up. As a lawyer, some get attached to cases. Some really try to make a difference. They go as hard as they can. Some even exhaust their own resources. But then you got others that are just bums, and they can care less about what happens to the family, what happens to the individual that they're representing. So for me to be able to go in and talk to them and let them know, listen, if you don't go and investigate, if you don't talk to these witnesses, if you just act like this person's life doesn't matter, if you can't realistically put yourself in this person's shoes, and you reduce them to just being a case number, that makes you a bum.
And you're also like an amazing example of how beneficial lawyers can be.
I definitely have had the opportunity to see both sides. Second time around, second trial was like, I was so adamant about not getting treated the same way that I started getting in the lawyer's way, because I just refused to just sit there for a second time and let my life get taken away from me. But by the grace of God, we actually got blessed with a lawyer who cared. Terrell, man, that's his name, Terrell Jenkins. It's like, I talk to him every day now on the phone. Like, that's my brother in Christ. And God couldn't have picked a better dude to play a part in this situation. And I thank God every day for blessing us with somebody, man, who was able to be sympathetic. He tells me all the time, Terrell tells me all the time, man, he's like, I care too much at times. When you care, you don't get the big money. You don't get the big cases, man. You got to be some sort of type slime ball in order to just take on cases, but it's personal to him. We need more lawyers like that. We need more lawyers like that, man. But we also need, on the other end, man, for people to step up, man, and really realize, man, that life is short. And the opportunities that we get every day waking up, we need to stop taking them for granted. Stop thinking or living like tomorrow's promise. Appreciate the opportunities that you have in the moment. Too many of us, man, we just neglect to live with a purpose. I did that. Like right now, where we videotaping this at, I mean, we're in Hazelwood right now. We're in Hazelwood, the same streets that I used to walk up and down every day, all day, trying to figure out my life. This is where we at right now. And I feel so at home. But it's like as much as things change, man, some stuff just remained the same. Some of the same people, man, still in the same positions they was in when I left, and that's terrible.
What positions are those?
Just, I guess, man, I learned this term when I was locked up, and this is a term that they used to deny people parole. It's a term that says it's a lack of motivation for success. When you lack the motivating factor, man, to try to better your condition, I don't know. Like, I don't know. Even with those, man, that are selling drugs, I mean, they would tell you, man, I'm trying to better my situation. You're making it worse.
So you're finding people with apathy, just like apathetic?
Yeah. Yeah. But it's like, I'll give you an example. Last night, now I don't go to bars, I don't drink, I don't smoke. But my wife, you know, we wanted to go out. So we went out. You know, being as though I don't got my license, we can't go too far. I mean, she has her license, but we made the decision to go to a little spot where, you know, all of the people from Hazelwood, they hang now. And I'm in the bar. I'm standing in the corner just looking and observing everybody. And it's like, man, a bunch of zombies. People just, they want, I don't know, man. I know people want better. I'm not going to concede, man, to this just being it for us. But it's like, I don't know. I think, man, for the most part, a lot of us are waiting for somebody to come and do something on our behalf that's not going to happen. And as much as, like, I got a relationship with God at this point and have had one for a long time, I know what the scriptures say. I know that you got to make that effort on your own behalf to get with him, man, and to cry out. And to ask him for his help. I feel like, man, in some ways, in a lot of ways, man, these people out here, man, are crying out. Like my community is crying out. These young black males, man, they want something more than what they got. But it's just not being given to them. And I wrestle with that every day now. Because I want to make a difference. I want to do something on their behalf. But I don't possess the resources. Like, I got the information.
What would you, if you had the resources, what would you do?
I definitely wouldn't throw money at the situation.
Yeah.
I definitely wouldn't do that. I know better.
What do you mean, just like? I
just wouldn't just give people money.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Pay everybody's bill.
Yeah.
You know, I just wouldn't.
Yeah.
Because that's not help.
Yeah.
I think that in and of itself is an injustice.
Right.
You know what I mean? People need to learn how to value life first and foremost.
And it's also just not empowering.
It's not.
To like.
It's not.